On a bright Monday morning in March, Christiana Reed sat quietly in the company's conference room, unsure why everyone had been called in early. Then Michelle Parker, the CEO, smiled warmly and announced, "Christiana, congratulations. You are now Vice President of Digital Strategy." The room erupted into applause. Someone popped champagne as Michelle shook her hand. "You earned every bit of this," she said proudly. Christiana felt her phone buzz in her pocket, but when she checked it in the hallway afterward, the screen was empty. "No call from home," she whispered. Not her mom. Not her dad. Not even her brother. She saw only one notification, from her younger sister Doris. Saw the LinkedIn post. "So proud of you, Chris." That was it. No message from their parents, no congratulations, nothing. 14 months, Christiana murmured. 14 months without hearing from them. She walked back to her office, sat at her desk, and stared at the savings she had been building for years. With her new VP salary, she could finally buy her own home. "No more renting," she said quietly. That night she called a realtor named Vanessa Moore. "I'm ready to buy," she told her. "I want somewhere peaceful." Vanessa sounded energetic. "Tell me what you're looking for," she said. Christiana replied, "A lake house. Least 3 bedrooms. Somewhere calm but close to Miami." Vanessa scheduled showings for the next morning. But days 1 through 6 were disappointments. One house felt too crowded. Another had no yard. A third looked perfect online but felt wrong in person. "No," Christiana kept saying, shaking her head. On day 7, Vanessa called again. "A new listing just dropped. Modern build, lake access, private dock. Want to see it today?" Christiana didn't hesitate. "Absolutely. Let's go now." When they arrived, Christiana felt something click instantly. The quiet street, the wide windows, the sparkling water behind the house. It all felt peaceful. Vanessa walked beside her smiling. "What do you think?" she asked. Christiana stepped into the living room, running her fingers along the walls and checking the light. "This feels like home," she whispered. The master bedroom had a sunrise balcony. The kitchen was open and warm. The detached office had glass walls and a perfect lake view. Standing on the dock, Christiana said firmly, "This is the one, Vanessa. Make the offer." The seller accepted within 12 hours. The next day, Christiana sat at her dining table staring at the pre-approval letter. $130,000 down, she whispered. "The biggest payment of my life." She told only one person, her sister Doris. When Doris answered the phone, Christiana said, "I bought a house." There was silence. Then Doris screamed so loudly Christiana laughed. "Chris, this is amazing. Tell me everything." They talked for nearly an hour. Doris asked about the rooms, the dock, the office space. Then she said softly, "I'm truly happy for you, Chris. You deserve this." Closing day arrived on a warm April afternoon. Christiana sat in the title company's office signing document after document. The closer slid forms across the table, and she signed her name again and again. When the wire transfer finally went through, the closer smiled and handed her a leather folder. "Congratulations, Ms. Reed. You now own a beautiful lake house." Christiana exhaled deeply. Driving to the property afterward, she stepped inside the empty home, listening to her footsteps echo across the hardwood floors. "Mine," she whispered. "All mine." She walked through the rooms slowly, touching every wall, feeling every moment. The master bedroom felt peaceful. The guest room would be perfect for Doris. The detached office seemed ready for her future projects. Christiana walked out to the pool deck, staring at the infinity edge that made the water look endless. The Miami skyline shimmered behind the lake. She sat at the pool's edge and dipped her feet into the cool water. "I did this," she whispered proudly. "I really did this." That night she stood on the balcony watching lights reflect across the water, letting the quiet wrap around her like a blanket. Felt like the start of a new life. Doris drove down from Orlando the Friday after closing. She arrived with a housewarming gift, a framed print that said, "Build your own table." Christiana smiled. "This is perfect," she said, hugging her sister tightly. They spent Saturday receiving furniture deliveries. A king bed for the master, a soft couch for the living room, a large dining table. Doris helped arrange kitchen cabinets and unpack boxes. "Your house is beautiful, Chris," Doris said, opening another carton. "It feels like you." That afternoon they sat on the dock eating pizza, feet in the water. Sunday morning they drank coffee as the sun rose. By Sunday afternoon Doris had her phone out. "You need pictures," she said, smiling. She took candid shots. Christiana setting up her office, standing at the grill flipping burgers, and one perfect sunset photo of both sisters sitting on the dock with wine glasses. "These look amazing," Doris said. Christiana hesitated when Doris asked, "Can I post one?" "Just the sunset one." Christiana nodded slowly. "Okay. But don't tag the exact location. Just say Miami." "Promise," Doris replied. That evening she posted the photo with a sweet caption, "Proud of my sister and her new place." Christiana liked the post and thought nothing of it. Doris drove back to Orlando on Monday morning, hugging her before leaving. "I love it here," Doris said. "I'm so happy for you." But the peace didn't last. On Tuesday at 9:47 a.m., Christiana's phone began buzzing non-stop. Instagram notifications exploded. Likes, comments, tags. Extended relatives she barely spoke to were suddenly interested. "Where in Miami is this?" And Helen asked. "Congrats on the house," Uncle Mark wrote. Then one comment made Christiana pause. "Beautiful lake house. Ryan would love that dock." It was from her brother's wife. Christiana frowned. How did she know? Christiana stared at the comment from her brother's wife, Bella. Made no sense. The sunset photo Doris posted didn't show the house, the dock, or even the water clearly. How did she know it's a lake house? Christiana whispered. Moments later, Facebook Messenger buzzed. 3 unread messages. The first was from her mother. "When did you buy a house? Why didn't you tell your family?" No congratulations. No pride. Just accusation. The second message was from Aunt Helen saying, "Your mother is hurt you didn't tell her." The third was from a distant cousin. "Heard you're doing great. We should talk." Then Christiana saw an email from Doris. The subject line read, "I'm so sorry." Christiana opened it quickly. Doris explained that their mother had called her crying, claiming she needed Christiana's address to send a housewarming gift. When Doris hesitated, Bella called saying Ryan wanted to surprise Christiana with a visit. Then their mother called again, insisting Doris didn't love her if she refused to help. "She made me feel so guilty," Doris wrote. "Oh. I sent her a picture with your address on the mailbox. I'm so sorry, Chris. I didn't think she'd share it." Christiana closed her eyes, exhaling slowly. She wasn't angry at Doris. She was angry at the manipulation. Her mother had lied, again just to get information. Minutes later her phone rang. "Mom," the screen read. Christiana let it go to voicemail. The message arrived. "Christiana, your behavior is shocking. After everything we've done for you, you hide a $650,000 house from us. We need to talk immediately." She deleted it. Her father called next. "We want a family meeting on Saturday at 10 a.m. This isn't optional." Christiana stared at the screen and typed one sentence. "I'll be there." Saturday arrived faster than she expected. At 9:58 a.m., Christiana positioned her laptop so the lake view sat behind her. She wanted them to see exactly what they thought she owed them. She clicked the Zoom link at 10. Her mother and father appeared on screen, sitting stiffly on their couch. Her brother Ryan and his wife Bella joined from a bedroom. "Finally," her mother said sharply. "Do you know how hard it's been to reach you?" Christiana sat calm. "Hello, Mom." Ryan." Her father leaned forward. "We need to talk about your house." "What about my house?" Christiana asked. Her mother scowled. "Don't act clueless. A $650,000 home, and you didn't tell your own parents? Christiana replied. I told Doris. Her mother's face tightened. Doris isn't your mother, Christiana said quietly. She calls me more than you do. Silence spread across the call. Her father cleared his throat. We're here because your brother is struggling. The business he tried to start collapsed. Ryan jumped in quickly. It wasn't my fault. The economy changed. Bella leaned forward. He needs help. We all do. Christiana stayed silent, letting them speak. Her mother continued. We took out a second mortgage to help Ryan start that business. Now we're drowning. We need you to pay it off. Her father added. The balance is $38,000. Christiana raised an eyebrow. Anything else? Her parents exchanged a rehearsed glance. Her mother said, Ryan and Bella found a starter home. They need help with the down payment. Christiana asked calmly. How much? Bella spoke for the first time. $45,000 should cover everything. Christiana nodded slowly. So, $83,000 in total. Bella crossed her arms. It's not like you don't have it. Ryan added. Come on, Chris. Family helps family. Christiana replied softly. Does it? Her mother rushed in. You're a VP now. You have no children, no responsibilities. You should help your family. Her father nodded. If the cash feels heavy right now, maybe sell the house. You'd make a profit. Christiana stared at them. You want me to sell the home I earned, for your decisions? Her mother said. Or take a home equity loan. Anything to help us stay afloat. Christiana breathed slowly. When was the last time you visited me? Silence. Her parents looked at each other. Never, she answered for them. When I graduated. When I moved to Miami. When I got promoted. Any of those moments. Still silence. But now that I have a house, suddenly it's urgent. Her brother groaned. Why are you making this dramatic? Just help us. Christiana clicked her mouse. Let me share my screen. A spreadsheet appeared titled Family Accounting. Her parents' eyes widened. Ryan swallowed hard. Christiana spoke clearly. Let's talk about family helping family. The spreadsheet showed 4 columns. Year, amount given, purpose, repayment. Under Ryan's name were entries. $20,000 for a meal prep service. $30,000 for a dropshipping store. $40,000 for crypto consulting. $18,000 for marketing. Every repayment read, $0 repaid. Christiana said. Total, $108,000 given to Ryan. Her brother whispered. I was going to pay them back. Then she opened her own tab. It showed one line. Freshman textbooks, $1,200 repaid in full. Christiana looked at the camera. So tell me, who exactly has been helped here? Her mother began shaking her head. This isn't about keeping score. Christiana replied. You're right. Because if it were, the game ended years ago. Bella snapped. So you'll just let your parents lose their home? Christiana answered calmly. Ryan lost their home by taking money he never repaid. Ryan shouted. They offered. Christiana shot back. Did you ever say no? Ryan fell silent. Her mother's voice trembled. Christiana, please. We're desperate. Christiana's voice stayed level. And for the first time in my life I'm not. Her mother tried again, voice shaking. We need you, Christiana. Your father's health insurance. Christiana cut in sharply. Is Dad sick? Her father looked confused. No, Christiana nodded once. So the health insurance story you told Doris was a lie. Her mother's face turned red. I was worried about the future. Christiana stared at her. No. You lied to force my sister into giving you my address. No one spoke. The air in the call felt thick. Christiana closed the spreadsheet. Here's what I'm going to say. And I'll only say it once. Everyone leaned forward nervously. No, Christiana said simply. Her mother blinked. No, what? Christiana kept her voice steady. No, I won't give you $83,000. No, I won't take out a loan. No, I won't sell my house. No, I won't give you a single dollar. Her mother gasped. Christiana, after everything we've done for you. Christiana replied. Everything you've done for me? Name one thing in the last 10 years. Her father frowned. How dare you talk to your mother that way? Christiana leaned closer to the camera. I'm done being treated like an emergency wallet. I'm not responsible for your choices. Her brother exploded. You're selfish. You always have been. Christiana shook her head. No, Ryan. I learned to survive without help. There's a difference. Bella snapped. You think you're better than us? Christiana answered. No. Think I grew up. That's all. Her mother began crying loudly. Look what you've done. You made your mother cry. Christiana didn't flinch. I didn't make her cry. The truth did. Her father glared at her. If you had any respect, you'd apologize immediately. Christiana replied quietly. Respect goes both ways. You stopped giving it to me years ago. Her mother covered her face, sobbing. We sacrificed so much for you. Christiana kept her voice calm. You sacrificed nothing for me. Everything went to Ryan. Every dollar. Every chance. Every excuse. Her father shook his head. That's not true. Christiana replied. I paid for college myself. $67,000 in loans. Paid off early. Did you ever ask how? Did you ever offer help? Her parents looked stunned. Her mother whispered. We didn't know. Christiana nodded. Exactly. You never asked. You were too busy fixing Ryan's disasters. You just assumed I'd be fine. Bella suddenly leaned forward. So this is what you want? To let your parents drown? Christiana answered calmly. I want everyone to take responsibility for their own lives. Ryan scoffed. Easy for you to say. You have everything. Christiana replied. Everything I have came from work. Not luck, not gifts, not handouts. Her father slammed his palm on the table. This call is going nowhere. You will do the right thing. Christiana straightened in her chair. I already am. Her mother whispered. Please, we're your family. Christiana replied softly. Then you should have treated me like it. Her father suddenly changed tone. Christiana, listen. Your mother and I, she interrupted. No more emotional traps. No more guilt. No more pretending we're close only when you need money. Her mother choked out. You're being cruel. Christiana sighed. Honesty feels cruel when you've lived on denial. Ryan rolled his eyes. You're unbelievable. Christiana's voice sharpened. You're 30, Ryan. Get a job. Build something. Stop living off our parents. Ryan opened his mouth but no words came. Bella held his arm tightly, whispering something off-screen. Christiana continued. Here's what happens next. You all will figure out your own finances. You'll downsize. Ryan will get employment. You'll stop expecting me to fix everything. Her father replied angrily. We raised you better than this. Christiana looked straight into the camera. No. You raised me to be independent so you wouldn't have to worry about me. But you never taught Ryan that. Now you're shocked he can't stand on his own. Her mother cried harder. Please, Christiana. Please help us. Christiana shook her head. I am helping. Just not in the way you want. Her father pointed a finger at the screen. If you end this call without agreeing to help, don't bother calling this family again. Christiana stared back calmly. You haven't called me in 14 months. Silence. Heavy and bitter. You ignored my life until you saw a house you thought you could benefit from, she continued. That's not family. That's convenience. Ryan muttered. You'll regret this. Christiana reached for her mouse. Maybe. But I doubt it. Her mother sobbed. Christiana, don't you dare. but she clicked end call before the sentence finished. The screen went black, leaving her reflection staring back at her. Her hands shook slightly, not from fear but from release. Then her phone began ringing again. Mom, Dad, Ryan, even Bella. One after another. She pressed decline each time. Messages followed. How could you say that? You broke your mother's heart. You're not part of this family anymore. Bella's text came last. Hope your fancy house keeps you warm. You'll have nobody else. Christiana turned her phone to silent mode. She walked to the pool deck, breathing in the warm Miami air. She sat at the edge of the infinity pool, feet sinking into the cool water. The lake stretched peacefully before her, sparkling under the sun. For the first time in years she felt free. No weight on her shoulders. No guilt hanging over her. Just silence, sun, and her own heartbeat. I didn't lose a family today, she whispered to herself. I let go of people who never showed up. Boats drifted across the lake in the distance. Christiana stood up slowly, walked back inside, opened her laptop and returned to her work. Life wasn't stopping. Neither was she. Saturday afternoon, Christiana received a message from Doris. Group chat is exploding. I'm sending screenshots. Christiana opened them slowly. The family group, Carter Updates, the one she had never been added to, was full of 127 messages. Her mother wrote, Christiana said horrible things today. She attacked me. I'm devastated. Aunt Helen replied immediately. Unbelievable. How could she speak to her mother like that? Ryan added. She refused to help when we needed her most. Bella wrote. Success made her heartless. Christiana scrolled, feeling nothing but exhaustion. Then a different voice appeared. Uncle Mark. Hold on. Why did you need $83,000? Why wasn't this handled responsibly before now? Her mother replied. Ryan needed support for his business. We believed in him. Uncle Mark wrote back. So he received over $100,000 in help, and now you expect Christiana to fix the rest? The chat became divided instantly. Younger cousins defended Christiana. Older relatives attacked her. Someone wrote, family should always help. Jason, a cousin from Denver, typed, family should also appreciate the one child who worked without any help. Christiana closed the screenshots and exhaled. The next morning Doris called. Mom isn't speaking to me, she said quietly. She says I chose your side. Christiana replied. You didn't choose sides. You chose honesty. Doris sighed. Chris, I think Mom's more upset about losing control than losing money. Christiana nodded. That's what manipulation really is. Then Doris added softly. Ryan got a job. Dad told him he either finds work or moves out. Christiana sat straighter. A real job. Doris replied. Yes. Tech sales. To 5. He hates it, but it's the first time he's been responsible for himself in years. Christiana whispered. Good. 2 weeks later Doris called again. Mom and Dad listed their house, she announced. They're downsizing to a 2-bedroom condo. Christiana paused. So? They're finally adjusting. Doris nodded. Mom works 20 hours a week at Target. Dad is consulting again. They're managing. Christiana leaned back in her chair. They could always manage. They just didn't want to. Doris replied. Exactly. A quiet moment passed between them. You okay? Doris asked. Better than I expected, Christiana answered. Lighter, actually. Doris laughed softly. You set boundaries. That's what freedom feels like. By the 3rd week, the storm had nearly settled. Christiana focused on her job, her new home, and her peace. On a Friday evening, she hosted a small dinner. Her colleague David, her neighbors, and Doris, who had driven down for the weekend. They grilled on the pool deck and watched the sunset paint the lake orange. Laughter filled the air. David raised his glass and said, To Christiana, who reminds us that family is sometimes the people who show up because they want to, not because they need something. Christiana smiled, her chest warm. To chosen family, she replied. Late that night, after everyone left, Christiana and Doris sat on the dock with their feet in the water. You seem different, Doris said. Calmer. Christiana nodded. I feel different. I feel like I finally stopped carrying everyone else's expectations. Doris leaned her head on Christiana's shoulder. Do you regret how you said things? Christiana paused. Maybe. But I don't regret drawing the line. Doris whispered. Good. Because they needed to hear it. They sat together in silence, watching the lake shimmer under the moonlight. A month later, her father called for the first time since the confrontation. Christiana answered cautiously. Hello. Her father spoke slowly. Your mother and I. We sold the house. We moved into the condo last week. Christiana nodded. How is it? Smaller, he admitted. But manageable. Another long pause. Christiana, he continued. I've been thinking about what you said. You weren't entirely wrong. He took a shaky breath. We enabled Ryan. We thought we were helping him. But we were holding him back. Christiana closed her eyes. Thank you for saying that. Her father continued. Your mother is still hurt. But she asks about you. Christiana asked softly. What does she ask? Things like, I wonder how Christiana is doing. Or, I hope she's eating enough. Christiana gave a sad smile. She still won't say it directly. Not yet, he said. She needs time. Christiana replied. So do I. Another quiet moment passed. Your house looks beautiful, her father added. You earned it. For the first time in years, those words didn't feel empty. Thank you, Christiana whispered. Take care of yourself, Dad. You too, he replied gently. Thanksgiving approached slowly. Doris visited Christiana one weekend and said, Mom asked if you'd come for the holiday. Christiana asked, Did she ask you? Or did she ask you to ask me? Doris sighed. She asked me to ask you. Christiana looked at the lake. I'm not ready. Doris nodded. Then don't go. Healing doesn't happen on demand. Christiana whispered. Would it make me petty? Doris shook her head. No. Makes you honest. They ignored you for years. 3 months of discomfort doesn't erase that. Christiana finally said. Maybe next year. Maybe when they want a relationship, not access. That night, Christiana sat on her dock watching the sunset. The lake glowed gold, the city lights turning on one by one. She took a slow breath and whispered, This is my life, my peace, my choice. Her phone buzzed, a message from Doris. Proud of you always. Christiana smiled. She opened Instagram, snapped a picture of the lake, and posted it with a simple caption. Boundaries are love too. She set her phone down, leaned back on her hands, and watched the sky fade into evening. For the first time in her life she felt whole, without guilt, without fear, without apology. Christiana was finally free.